at first it would be like, well, you can make more money. Let's just spend your paycheck. Mind you, this dude never had a job the entire time we were together.
Jesus.
So 2 years.
So you're supporting this entire operation.
With 4 kids.
With the kids, yeah.
Yeah. And my own home and 2 cars and keeping up on his maintenance on his car. And yeah, he would beat the shit out of me. One time he had gotten so drunk, and it was only his girls there at this time, and he drank an entire thing of Fireball, and he did not stop hitting me until I locked myself in the basement. And then he didn't remember that he did it. And I went to work that next morning, and I had bruises literally from head to toe. He's like, you need to figure out a way to make money. Like, you can't go from doing 3 balls in a night to doing nothing. And I was like, yeah, we can. Like, I don't have the money to do this anymore. Like, I'm about to lose my house. And he's like, figure it out. Well, then he started going on like Grindr and Meet Me and all this stuff. And he's like, you're gonna this person. And I was like, no, I'm not. And if the second that I said, no, I'm not, he backhanded me. And he's like, yes, you are. Like, we need these drugs.
All right, we're back with another episode of Get a Grip podcast. Today we have Mya Kiskaden with us. She was so gracious. We connected last night at like 1 a.m. She DM'd me on TikTok, and I gave her my phone number, and she texted me. And I was like, we have an opening tomorrow if you want to come out. And here we are. So thank you for coming out. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We always like to start with childhood and how that looked for you, just to give the viewers an idea of what led up to the things that you did and where you're at today. So tell us about your childhood.
My childhood was not so normal. I had a really loving mom. She tried her best with what she had and all that. But my biological father is not a good father. And when I was 13 or 14, I went to my mom and told her about what my dad's dad had done, which technically my grandfather. I was molested and raped up until...
By your grandfather?
Yes, until
Wow.
I was around 11, 12.
How old was he?
Old? He's...
Damn.
Yeah, he's the one who always offered to pick me up from school when my mom had to work, and my dad was there, but he was just not the best dad. He was very angry. He drank a lot. He smoked weed a lot. We were always in our rooms or outside. That's how, like, my dad raised us. And when I came out and told my family what had happened with his father, he took his dad's side. So from about 14, 15, I cut all contact with that side of my family. And I want to say when I was 21, my dad came around and apologized profusely, saying how sorry he was, that he should have believed me. But it came out that after I had reported it, that he did the same thing to my older cousin.
I was going to say, if he's at grandfather age and he's older, he's been doing this shit for probably a long time.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just him. Like, it was him and his friends.
Really?
Yeah, there was multiple friends that were in on it.
That is so weird.
And when we reported it to the police, they said there really isn't much that we can do because he has dementia. The guy's still living today. And he was able to drive, and he had his own place, and like all these things. So like, it made no sense on why they wouldn't.
Does he have dementia? Does he seem
like
he has
now,
dementia?
Maybe now. I don't see him. I don't talk to him. Everybody that associates with him is blocked out of my life. Like, I don't
blame
care.
you. I don't blame you.
It pisses me off that that's the only grandparent. I hate saying grandparent. That's the only grandparent of mine that's living. And I can't wait for his funeral. I'm
I
excited for that.
I don't blame you one bit. It's terrible.
But yeah, it was like a feud between the family and all this other nonsense, and it just whatever. And then after I told everybody and kind of the dust settled and whatnot, we kind of resumed life like normal. You know, I went to school. I ended up getting homeschooled, which then led to, sorry, Mom, I was drinking on a daily basis while homeschooled.
How old were you?
14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Drinking on a daily basis at 14.
Yeah. I would
Jeez.
steal my parents' liquor and,
Switch
you
it with
know,
water.
switch it with water, whatever. Have an older friend, because, you know, at that age we had older people that would buy stuff
Yeah,
for us.
of course.
Get it switched out, whatever the case may have been. But yeah, there's a memory that I have so, like, it's so heightened in my memory. My mom came home early from work one day, and I had just finished off a whole bottle of vodka, and I was just outside crying. And she was like, "What's the matter?" And like,
You drank a whole bottle at 14?
yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
And you were like coherent?
I mean, I was walking.
Yeah. You were crying. You were showing
Yeah.
emotion. You were.
Yeah, I was crying. I felt guilty because I didn't do my homework that day, and my mom came home, and I hated disappointing my mom. Disappointing my mom was like the end of the world to me. Because like I said, she did anything and everything she possibly could for us kids. Like, even if it hurt her, she did what she thought was best for us. Breaking it down to like the older 3 kids, which so the older kids, my siblings had their dad and my mom, and then I was the only sibling between my dad and my mom.
Okay.
So when there was like things going on or whatever, they wanted to go live with their dad, and she said okay. You know, she didn't want to fight about it. She let us make our own decisions, which I thought was pretty cool. Growing up, like, she listened and she validated us all the time.
Learn through experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She never hit us or anything like that, but she would put the fear of God in you.
Yeah.
But yeah, my mom is my biggest supporter till this day. I wouldn't be
Your
here.
relationship today is A+.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, which we'll get into that. But yeah, my childhood was crappy. For the majority of it, and
How
then
was the homeschooling? How did that? I mean, good decision, bad decision? How do you feel
it
about
wasn't
it?
a good decision on my part. I kind of manipulated my mom, so she did a lot of my schoolwork for me. I had severe ADHD and learning disabilities. Like, I could not focus on school to save my life. And so she's like, well, let's homeschool you, blah, blah, blah. Well, she worked full time. So, like, we would have to, like, crunch all this stuff in
Yeah.
at 5:30 at night, dinner's at 6.
Yeah.
Like, it was chaotic. So then she ended up stop fighting with me about it, and she just did it so she wouldn't get in trouble. And I was not as, I should have been better. I should have. But I had a lot of mental stuff going on. I was beat by my dad. I was punched. I was thrown through walls. Like, I was
Jesus.
not a happy child.
Yeah.
I looked happy, but I wasn't happy.
It's not a normal childhood at all.
I thought it was normal.
Well, to you it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, to you it was.
I thought that's how, like, every
How it went.
household was. Everybody had their problems. Everybody had their secrets, and we just...
And they do.
Yeah.
But the things you're describing are a bit above that, I feel.
Yeah. Lots of therapy.
Which is unfortunate, yeah.
Lots of therapy to not have to cry every time I talk about it.
Yeah.
At one point, I was working at a gas station, and my dad's dad showed up, and I was like, you need to leave. And he wouldn't. I ended up quitting that job because he knew where I worked. Like, I was
and now
so...
he can come and
Yeah.
go as he pleases, yeah.
Yeah. I try to hide the best of my ability. I hide my kids. I don't talk about my kids unless I trust the person.
Right.
Like, I just don't want him to know anything. So,
I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't want him to either
yeah.
after what happened to you. Because you don't want that for your children.
No, I was terrified that he was
Yeah.
going to, like, kidnap my kid or, you know, go on the run or something because they look like me. Like, there were so many thoughts and everything. And I got pregnant at 16. So, yeah, I have, my daughter's almost 16. But yeah, I got pregnant at 16, got pregnant again at 18, and got married when I was like 6 months pregnant.
Okay.
And stuff. And like, yeah, like as they got older, I was like, I don't want you on social media. I don't want anybody to know who you are. I don't want them to know your middle name. Like I was so
Paranoid, yeah.
very paranoid.
Yeah.
And like anytime my kids went with somebody, even though I trusted the person, I didn't trust them. And it sucks to say, and like I had doubts, and I would call my mom like, hey, I just let so and so take McKenna, and she's like, okay, like that's her grandparents. And I'm like, I don't have a good feeling. But it was just me being paranoid. They, they did what they could, and they helped us. We ended up moving to Kentucky for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, I worked at Marco's Pizza.
Okay.
And one of my good friends had unalived himself, and it was very hard to deal with, so I ran. And my now ex-husband's family lives in Kentucky, so we lived there for 3 years, and I kind of got a little bit of a break of the mental stress and all that
Craziness.
stuff. But, yeah.
No, well, you said you were drinking daily. How long did that go on for?
Oh, a lot. So it was daily for a while, and then it went to like weekends, and then it went to just like random parties, because like I said, I got pregnant at 16.
Right.
So that
you
rapidly stopped. Yeah, I didn't.
Good for you.
I was like, too good for that. You know what I mean? Like I'd never wanted to be that person.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. I wanted a better life for my kids. I wanted to protect my kids and all that. And like my ex-husband and his family were all like Christian people, like pastors of churches and all that stuff. So I wanted to be what they expected of me. But yeah, prior to me getting, I guess, clean for the first time, if you want to go that route, I was smoking weed a lot. I was drinking a lot. I was going to random parties and fields and with old people, and I was doing whippets and huff and duster, like anything and everything that.
Oh, the good old duster.
Yeah, anything that they were like, here, try it. It's fine. I did. But that was like the extent of that until late adult years.
Did you feel like that was wrong, or you shouldn't have been doing it, or?
No.
Didn't bother you? Not a bit.
No. I felt guilty when I seen my mom, but other than that, no. Like when I was doing it, when I was thinking about doing it, when I was making arrangements to get it, it's just another day.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
Take us into, you graduated school?
I did not.
You did not. GED?
Nope.
No.
Nope. So, like I said, I was pregnant at 16. I had a lot of health complications. I had 2 surgeries while I was pregnant with her. And then when she was born, she had seizures and strokes. So we were in Akron Children's a lot. And my mom worked full time. She couldn't help me. She couldn't sit at a hospital with a kid while I'm going to school. And I really won't touch base a lot on my ex-husband, but he was an adult. He had graduated. I wish I got more help, so I would have been able to pursue my education and stuff like that. But yeah, and then I got pregnant back to back too, so
makes it very hard.
Yeah, and then I was high risk with her, and I was in and out of the hospital, and it was just there was no way for me to take care of a sick child, in utero sick child.
Right.
She was like my ureter, so like the thing that goes from your kidney to your bladder.
Okay.
Every time my uterus expanded, it collapsed, so I had to go have surgery to fix it.
Really?
Yeah.
And this is while you're pregnant?
Yep. I was pregnant. It started about 4 months.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yep.
How many times did that happen?
All 4 pregnancies.
Did it
so,
really?
Yeah, probably. So it happened like 3 times with my first, 2 times with my second.
Damn.
Once with my son, which he was the biggest baby. I don't understand how it was only once with him. And then with my daughter, I ended up not having to have the stents placed. They were able to like drain my bladder and my kidneys for me, but I was really sick. So I was in the hospital a lot, coming down with fevers and me not being able to urinate. So my bladder was like 5 times the size it should have been. So,
Damn.
yeah.
So where do you go from there? As an 18-year-old, you've got 2 children now.
2 children living out of state.
Yep.
Have nobody but my ex-husband and his family. Yeah, our husband at the time. Yeah. And it was rough, but I tried to live right. You know, when I moved there, I really wasn't doing anything. I drank on occasion, but I was a mom, so that was never really I was never drawn to it after I had kids. But while I was living in Kentucky, my brother Dylan was in and out of jail and prison and addiction and overdosing and like all that stuff. So that was really heavy on my mind.
Was he back here
Yeah.
in Ohio? Okay.
Yeah. He was in Mansfield.
Okay.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. And then I had him move in with us in Kentucky.
It's an effort to get him clean, or
Yeah, I wanted him to stay clean and that kind of stuff, but I didn't realize that Klonopin was an issue, and he ended up stealing like my full pill bottles of Klonopin.
your whole prescription.
Yeah, and then said that I misplaced it, and I was like, "You have to go." Like I don't.
Yeah, I know you took them.
Yeah. I you just know.
Without a doubt, yeah.
And I'm not gonna keep questioning you because
Right.
you're not gonna be honest with me, and I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
I there was many days as a teenager and stuff taking care of my brother, him being passed out or him drinking and falling in the bathtub while he's going to the bathroom. Like
Damn.
I took care of my brother a lot as a teenager.
Almost another child.
Yeah, but it was sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Sure it was. So when did you come back to Ohio?
I came back to Ohio in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had my daughter, my oldest daughter, in 2010, my middle daughter in 2012. And then I came to Ohio because my ex-husband and I we were having marital problems. We were young, and there was just stuff going back and forth. And so I made the decision to have my mom come get me. So she came and got me and my kids. We came back to Ohio. I immediately got in a relationship with somebody while still married, mind you.
So were you broken up with him?
Yeah.
Like you guys were like separated.
Yeah.
But you were still married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we started the process of like a divorce, but the first divorce never went through. We ended it. Like we ended up getting back together.
Okay.
Yeah, but I ended up getting with somebody. So I had my 2 girls. Me moved in with my mom, and I got with somebody. Ended up getting pregnant within like 2 months of meeting this person.
With this gentleman?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then on my 21st birthday, I started miscarrying that baby.
Damn.
Yeah, so I had nobody. My ex-husband was my best friend. Like, even though we had our problems and everything else, like...
You share everything with him?
Everything. And I was like, this dude left me at the hospital. Like, he has another girl pregnant. I don't know what to do. He drove from Kentucky, left work, and sat with me at the hospilot. My now ex-husband, but he was my husband. Yeah, he was my husband at the time.
Good for him.
Yeah. A lot of stuff I took for granted in our relationship. I sure did. But there was a lot of stuff that wasn't okay that I allowed, and it was just, we weren't right for each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then immediately, so October was my birthday. December, we found out that we're pregnant with our son.
Yeah. Wow. It's
Yeah,
a lot of kids.
And each pregnancy with birth control kids.
They all
4 of my children were birth
You
control
were on
kids.
birth control?
Yes, sir.
How does that happen?
My son was a Mirena baby. The IUD.
How does that happen?
I don't know. And I begged for them to tie my tubes.
I always thought that was you're
most
safe.
effective,
You're like good to go, no problems. You can shoot up the club and everything's fine.
Yep. Nope, not with me. I was fertile myrtle, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Does your drug use escalate at this point after you have your son?
So, no. I didn't do any hard drugs until 2 days after my brother died.
Okay.
He died on 9/11 of 19.
Okay.
And everybody was just like having a good time and smiling, and I was making a collage of my deceased brother, and I was not doing well, and I was offered ecstasy, and I was like, okay, sure, like if it's gonna make me feel like how you guys are feeling, yeah. I want to do that. Like, I hate how I'm feeling right now. I have always been like a very emotional person, and just trying to get through that day. And then after I did that, I was up for 2 days. Like,
Yeah.
it was fun for a second, and then I got sick. I got so
wasn't
sick.
So fun.
Yeah, it was not fun. And then I told my ex-husband, I'm like, I did this, and he's like, it's okay, like, I understand, type of thing. And I ended up going to the hospital because I'm like, something's wrong. Because again, I had never done anything hard before, and yeah, it was not fun. I ended up snitching on myself.
So you went to the hospital and were
They
like,
said I was fine.
you were like, I took ecstasy.
Yeah.
Something didn't feel right.
Yeah.
You were fine.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
The death of your brother, how did that come about?
He struggled from the time that he was a teenager. He had a lot of battles that he went through, and he was bipolar, and just a lot of mental health problems. And they offered him heroin, and he took it.
Opiates.
He took it. And
It's like a one-time deal?
Yeah.
He did heroin one time.
No.
And over. Okay.
No.
He got on heroin.
He got hooked immediately.
Okay.
Like, that day, he hadn't stopped. Like, he kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going. OD after OD after OD, and prison and jail and drug busts, and he kept going.
That's what we do.
And then he was 2 years, 2 weeks, and 1 day sober. And he ended up doing heroin with somebody, and she left him there.
He OD'd, and she left, and just didn't do anything?
No.
How? Sorry,
She said that she didn't know that he did it, that she was never there when he did it, but we all know how that goes.
Yeah, of course she's going to say that.
I lived it the last 4 years of my life. Right. I know that you lied.
Yeah. You know he's doing heroin.
Yeah. And I asked her, because we spent his 2 years sober at Cedar Point, and I was like, something's wrong with my brother. Like, would you tell me? And she's like, yeah, he's good. Like, he's fine. And I was like, no, like, something doesn't seem right with my brother. And me and my brother were so close.
He had his 2-year anniversary. You guys spent it at Cedar Point, and you at that point thought he had relapsed.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
I had a feeling. I wish I would have done more. I wish I would have pried more. I wish I would have asked him directly.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt because he'd been doing so good.
Sure. Also might not have changed a thing.
Probably not.
You know, because, and I'll tell you from experience, heroin addicts do what they do. And, I mean, nothing could stop me but handcuffs.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I was. And it sounds like that's how he was, too, if he was going to prison and jail and...
ODing on life support, yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. It's really scary. Sorry you went through that. I lost a relative, my mother, to heroin overdose, so
I'm sorry.
I know the pain. It's difficult.
It's crazy because, like, I've lost several friends to overdoses, and I've lost, like, aunts, uncles, grandparents, you know what I mean? And it's just, nothing has come close to when I lost my brother. And then I'm the one who had to tell my mom. So, like, it's just in my brain. of having to tell family members,
Yeah.
and then trying to be the rock when I was crashing. And
Yeah, you're already not in a good spot.
yeah, and I mean, one minor inconvenience, I was probably gonna screw up, you know, but I looked at my kids and I was like, you know what, like, I can't, I did this one thing, I have to move on from it. But yeah, his death altered my way of thinking and how life is, and I got like this fuck it attitude
I
about
understand that. Yeah. Because it's just doesn't seem fair.
it. It was not fair.
Yeah.
He was the only person to protect me.
And then you're just like, fuck you, fuck off. Like,
Yeah, I cried,
why
and then I was
him?
like pissed.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, why would you do that? Like, you have your nieces and nephews, like, you just seen them. Like, you said that you were fine. Like, why did you lie to me? Like, I went through this whole thing. I was yelling at him. But in the middle of yelling at him, I'm writing him letters to put in his suit pocket before they cremated him, with pictures of his nieces and nephew and me and him, and just like,
It's hard.
it was wild. But at the same time, I convinced my doctors to prescribe me Xanax.
A lot of Xanax, a little bit of Xanax.
They prescribed a little bit of Xanax. I took all of them at once, waited 3 days, and said I need more.
So basically you took them all and then you were like, this isn't strong enough. It's not working.
Yeah.
I need you to up my dosage.
Yeah.
And
And they did it for a month, and then they're like, you're done.
That's it.
Yeah. And you know what? I kind of went back to reality. I'm like, you know what? This is my life now. Like, it is what it is.
Did the Xanax do anything for you?
Yeah, I don't remember his funeral at all.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Xanax,
I remember walking in and collapsing. But that's about it.
You said collapsing?
Yeah, when I seen him. Because we weren't allowed to see him after he had overdosed. His friend finding him was enough to be like, this is who
Right.
you say he is.
Yeah.
Because it was his best friend. They've been best friends since school. And so they were like, you don't want to see him. You don't want to see him like that. And I was like what? Like, what did you guys do? And they did an autopsy. And it was less than perfect.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, they just... And then they sent him to the funeral home open and exposed. And they were like, I'm not bringing you in there to see him.
Open casket?
Yeah, so the funeral home did amazing with my brother. They made him look like himself, and I couldn't be more grateful. But just seeing him without, like, getting that phone call at 10 o'clock in the morning and being like, this isn't real. Like, he just left.
When you got the phone call, did you know?
Honestly, no. I don't know what I thought in that moment, because, like, David never calls me. Like, I've known him, you know, our whole lives and stuff like that, but I was like, why is David calling? Just like that. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you around your mom? And I was like, no. And he's like, Dylan's gone. And I was like, what do you mean Dylan's gone? Where did he go? And he goes, no, Mya. He's like, your brother's gone. And I lost it. I don't really remember what I did.
Yeah.
After I got that news, I remember trying to make it upstairs to my husband. And I was trying to call my mom over and over again. She was at work. She's busy. And I'm calling her. I'm screaming in the voicemail, like, pick up the fucking phone.
Answer the fucking phone.
Like, please, like, I need somebody.
Yeah.
I need to tell somebody.
Someone.
And then when I'm telling her, she's like, I can't hear you. What are you saying? And I'm like screaming it at her. I'm like, how can you not hear me? And my husband took the phone and he's like, Brenda, Dylan's gone. And that's all I remember.
Jesus.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it's a deadly disease. Jails, institutions, or death. Those are your options. And I've seen all three of them, you know, whether it's me or somebody else. I've had many friends pass away from drugs, and it doesn't get easier.
No.
It does not get easier. So where do you go from there?
Well, my marriage failed. I was super depressed. I was angry. I was overwhelmed. I hated my life. I hated being a mom. I hated being a wife. I hated being a daughter. I just wanted to be by myself. So I self-destructed. I did anything I could to push people away. And I loved my kids and I took care of them, but definitely not like I should have been taking care of them.
Right.
My kids were young when my brother passed away, but I would be like, go get yourself ready, go make something quick. Like, I plummeted. Nothing mattered anymore. The one person that always protected me, the one person that guided me, the one person that told me he would shoot me in my face if I touched a drug was gone.
One person
my best friend.
You could confide in, yeah.
My best friend.
Yeah, that you could trust indefinitely. And yeah, that's hard. God damn.
Yeah. I'm trying not to cry.
No, you're fine. I totally get it. I've cried on camera myself, so don't feel bad. Yeah, that's a difficult thing to go through, and I can't imagine, because I did go through it with my mom, but we weren't like super close, like the way you describe your relationship with your brother.
Yeah, anywhere Dylan was, I was. Like, he'd go to his friend's house, I was invited. His friends were over, I was right there. Like, yeah, I was an annoying younger sister, but...
You looked up to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot. And I know that if anyone was to hurt me, that he would hurt them.
Yeah.
And it never got that far because people were scared of Dylan. To an extent.
Yeah.
He was a goofball, but don't mess with my sister.
Right.
You know? And, yeah, we had a lot of great times growing up. And... living life without him has been the worst time of my life.
To this day, do you still feel an impact?
Yes.
Of that whole of missing your brother?
Yes. I don't think that I've properly grieved my brother. And the person that I did open up to about it got me into heavy drugs. So.
And who was this gentleman?
This is my most recent ex. I left him 14 months ago. But his name was Michael. And prior to Michael, I will say this. Prior to Michael, I got with somebody immediately after I left my ex-husband. It was a childhood friend. We were raised together. Like, I thought it was going to be great. It was not. He was an addict too, which was pushed under the rug. So I really didn't know a whole lot about him being an addict.
Okay.
And
he hid it from people? Or
just nobody talked to me about it.
You just didn't know?
I didn't know.
Okay.
And because we didn't really keep tabs once I got married, and he had his own kid, and like, you drift away at a certain point. And I got a hold of him and I was like, hey, I haven't seen you in so long, like, let's hang out, blah blah blah. Well, we ended up starting to date, and I would say within the first 3 months he introduced me to cocaine. And that was because I was in pain all the time. I was extremely tired. I had just left my husband. I was working. I was taking my kids to and from an open enrolled school. I didn't know this at the time, but I have a tumor in my spinal cord, so which was causing a lot more pain. And he's like, this will help. Like, you'll be awake, the pain will go away, and you'll be able to get stuff done.
Was that the case?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. I ended up getting 2 jobs, and it was great.
Okay.
Like, I was taking care of 4 kids. I was going to work. I was taking them to and from school. I was going to doctor's appointments. I was going to school meetings. I was doing it all.
So your ADHD, cocaine served its purpose like a medication would, really? Yeah.
But at the time, I was on Adderall, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were you taking that with the coke?
I was.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of uppers.
Yeah.
Your heart probably was pounding out of its chest.
I felt fine
God.
at first.
Jesus.
Until I got more and more and more.
Oh, God.
But yeah, my ex boyfriend introduced me to cocaine. Didn't know that he was into meth. And so found out that he was cheating on me after a few months of going back and forth with the cocaine and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up breaking up with him. But the people he introduced me to was like, hey, he broke up with you. Here's a bag. Hey, like, I know you're sad. Here's a bag. Like.
Of cocaine or meth?
Cocaine.
Okay.
Yeah, cocaine. And I was eating it up. Like, heck yeah, free drugs.
Free drugs.
Like, all I have to do is hang out with you.
At? Yeah.
Yeah. It happened a lot with me for some reason.
I was never that lucky.
Yeah, it happened a lot with me, and I still to this day don't understand. But yeah, and then I ended up doing acid with these people because that's a better high and blah, blah, blah. Hated every second of it.
Did you?
I hated it.
I love acid.
I hated it.
I love acid.
I felt so out of control. Like nothing made sense. And I swear to God, I was eating a never-ending bowl of cereal. I hated it. But I also did, like, I took one and, like, an hour and a half went by and I'm like, you guys are crazy. So then I took 2 more.
Oh.
And within 10 minutes of taking the 2 more, I was done.
You were fucking faded.
I was done for.
Yeah.
And in that experience, I ended up getting sexually assaulted by the people that I was hanging out with.
Jesus.
That gave it to me.
God.
Yeah.
So 3 hits of acid for your first time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I trusted them.
And I'm sure you were completely gone off this earth if you took 3 hits.
I don't even think I had my eyes open for half of it.
Like, I'm sure... I mean, I've taken acid before, and yeah, you're not really on this planet if you take enough of it.
Yeah.
And
it was my very first time.
And they took advantage of you.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And these are friends of your exes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from the start, it's kind of sketchy because he cheated on you.
Yeah, well, they, like, pushed him out, and they were like, absolutely not, she's a good girl.
Oh,
like,
really?
They
took your side?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. And I actually was able to use their car to pick up the girl that he was cheating on me with from work to take her and his dog back to his house, and I was like, we're done. Yeah.
You took the girl?
I took the girl he was cheating on me with, and his dog that I had for 4 days. Because he was working.
Back to his house. And let him know, here's your girl.
Yeah.
Later.
Yep.
Damn, that's gangster.
That's the only petty thing I've ever done in my entire life, and I still stick to it to this day.
How was the car ride?
Oh, it was fine. She was cool. She didn't know about me. I was hidden on his Facebook because he had a pregnant ex-girlfriend, and what he fed to me was bullshit. He's like, she can't know, then I won't be able to see my son be born. I won't be able to be there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, I get it. Like, I have crazy exes too, like, whatever. And I know how it is, like, when you're pregnant and you get that vibe and you're like, I don't want you to be around. Like, so I understood where she was coming from and I understood where he was coming from. So I didn't question it until a few months into our relationship. It was going on like a year, I think. But I was, like, begging him to, like, hey, are you coming over? Like, hey, are we hanging out? And it would be, like, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of us not seeing each other when we lived 3 minutes down the road.
Yeah, that's...
So, the girl found out, because I guess I loved something on his post or something. So she reached out and she's like, are you with him? And I was like, yeah, but so-and-so can't know. And she's like, girl, sends me screenshots. Then another girl sends me screenshots.
Oh, so he's just fucking...
So the days that he's like, I'm sick, I'm tired, I don't really want to hang out, like, I'm overstimulated, I'm touched, like, I don't want to be touched, and he's begging this girl to come
over
to cuddle.
Yeah.
And, like, BS.
Right.
So I did that, and then, yeah, after that happened, I was doing drugs with his friends.
How long did that go on for?
I want to say like 3 or 4 months. And then I got with this really great guy.
A good guy.
He was great. I still to this day.
Finally found a good one.
Yeah. We lasted 8 months. He's like, I won't be with you if you're still going to do cocaine. Like, you have to stop. And I was like, all right, bet. Best relationship I've ever been in my entire life. Still to this day, have nothing bad to say about this man.
And you quit the cocaine?
I did.
And any other
And then 9
substances?
months into us dating, I was doing, like, I ate edibles and I smoked weed and I drank a little bit, but it wasn't anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything crazy, and it was medical because of all the issues that I have. Yep. So I didn't see anything wrong with it. But yeah, he ended up breaking up with me. It was too much. I had 4 kids. I was going through a freshly divorce. I was in and out of court. I was fighting 2 of my kids' dads. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot on a person. And somebody that had never been married, who doesn't know how to be like a father figure role model of that sort. And he's younger than me. So it was just, I understood. And I was hurt. Yeah. But that's what led me to making an irrational decision of, let's download Tinder. And a week after he broke up with me, I was with somebody else.
Through Tinder?
Yeah.
Nice.
Never in my life did a dating app thing.
I've never done it myself.
Don't.
Even to this point. So what happened? You matched with some dude and...
Yeah, I matched with some dude. He just moved close to me from Findlay. And I met his best friend. I met his kids. Like, we met at a park. Like, our kids played together. We vibed. We vibed really good. And then I was like, hey, like, I have a past. I'm very honest when I get with somebody, like, hey, like, I have done this. I've, whatever. I've been married. I have kids. I have blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, one day, it was probably like 2 months into us. So it took me a month and a half to be his girlfriend. And, like, we didn't sleep together or nothing. Like, we were just meeting up, fair, park, whatever, doing stuff with the kids.
Not abnormal.
Yeah. So, and I met his best friend, and she's like, the way that he is with you, like, I've never seen him that way, and all this stuff. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll do it. Like, if this is serious.
Give it a shot.
Like, our kids are in the mix now and all this stuff. And so in the process, I was telling him, like, I kind of had a cocaine problem. And he's like, no way, that's my favorite.
Oh,
Within the hour, we're on our way to Findlay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
To go get some coke.
Yeah. Yep. And it started out with, like, oh, let's just do a couple lines. Like, it's not a big deal. And I'm like, okay, like, cool.
No, that's
whatever.
not how cocaine works.
Yeah, we know. We know. But very, very rapidly, I would say within 3 weeks, we were buying $40, $50, $120, like, very rapid. And we would make like 4, 5, 6 trips. It's an hour and 15 minutes, mind you.
Damn.
To Findlay, back and forth, because I would make money or get money or blah, 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 or whatever. So we had money to get more. And I didn't want anybody in my life to know that I was doing it. So getting it around where we lived was
out
hell
of the question.
No.
Right.
Yeah, hell no. Well, people, addicts. I'm like, hell no.
No,
I know that these addicts have overdosed several times. Yeah. I don't want anything that they have.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that if I would have went down that road, it would have been, it got bad anyway. Never mind. It got bad anyway. But, yeah, so we were doing that. And then my boss.
You're taking multiple trips a day, hour and 15 minutes to go get cocaine.
Yes.
So it's like, all right, we're just going to get a 40.
Yep.
And you go get a 40, then you blow through it. And you're like, all right, we'll just go
make money.
We'll go get some more, and then that'll be it for the day.
Yeah.
And then you'd blow through it, and then you'd do it again. And
yeah, because, like, it would always be, like, after school hours, so, like, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. So by the time we started doing it, you're awake. And then when you're awake, you're like, I don't want to go to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, we have to go get something. Like, I have to stay awake. I have to work. I have to work in 3 hours.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. And then I found out that my boss was doing cocaine, a multimillionaire.
Not surprising.
Multi-million. He'd never He didn't. And then I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. He's like, that's bad. Like, don't do that. And then I found out because I had to go in for like inventory and stuff like that. And the girl that he was hanging out with was a stripper, and her nose was bleeding, and instantly.
Multi-millionaire stripper, nose bleeding.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
So I knew. I was like, do you
Yeah.
have anything? Because I didn't. I was just raw dogging it through work. Like, because he had called me last minute and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, dude, like, we got a ball. And I'm like, what do you mean we? And she's like, yeah, me and so-and-so. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
Wow.
Yeah. So it went from $40, $50, $100 a day to 3 balls a day.
Jesus.
Easily.
That's a lot.
Easily.
That is a lot.
And that prompted me overdosing and being thrown into a hot shower to warm me up because my body was cold.
What does a cocaine overdose look like?
So for me, I was like sweating like profusely. Like it was like dripping from me. My whole body was purple and blue. My tongue and my lips were like bright blue. Like I just ate like blue bubble gum. And my eyes were like twitching and going in the back of my head. And yeah, it was bad.
Jeez.
And so many times he would be like, just do a little bit more, just do this big line so you'll be good. And I'm like, I don't need that much. Like I'm little, at this time I was 110 pounds, 130 pounds maybe. Because of all the cocaine I was doing. I wasn't eating.
No.
I didn't care to eat.
Nope.
I lived on Laffy Taffies and tea. And yeah, so he's like, just do this. And it would be like a huge line, like thick and huge. And he's like, do it in one go. And I did. And within 10 minutes, I was like,
something's wrong.
I was responsive, but I wasn't there. Like I couldn't talk.
Function
Yeah.
properly.
And then we started mixing it with alcohol. And that became bad. But yeah. And anytime and I didn't want it to get that far of how it happened, but anytime I would tell my boyfriend at the time no, I would get my ass beat. And I don't mean just like a slap or push me down. I mean like I looked at my phone for a split second. He grabbed it and bashed me over my face. And I have a scar to this day because I never got stitches for it. Just because I said I didn't want to do anymore. Or he'd be like, make money. And I'm like, I'm tired. Like, I want to go to bed. And it would be like a torture.
Yeah,
like,
what's he want you to do?
A lot. So at first it would be like, well, you can make more money. Let's just spend your paycheck. Mind you, this dude never had a job the entire time we were together.
Jesus.
So 2 years.
So you're supporting this entire operation.
With 4 kids.
With the kids, yeah.
Yeah. And my own home and 2 cars and keeping up on his maintenance on his car. And yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, he would beat the shit out of me. One time he had gotten so drunk, and it was only his girls there at this time. And he drank an entire thing of Fireball. And he did not stop hitting me until I locked myself in the basement. And then he didn't remember that he did it. And I went to work that next morning, and I had bruises literally from head to toe.
Really?
Yeah.
So
because I told him no.
So he didn't try to hide. He wasn't like hitting you in places on your body where it was not visible. He was hitting you.
Everywhere is visible. He hit me with his car at one point.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then it got worse when my boss and I fell off because my ex Michael racked up thousands of dollars. Like, we'll get it back to you. Like, she works. Like, I'll work for you. Blah, blah, blah. And so I lost. My boss was like a brother to me. Like, up until the addiction part. Like, we had several years of just like, I would go to Michigan and like go to his other stores, and like we just had a really good bond. And so Michael kind of took advantage of that because he cared about me and like what I needed and blah blah blah. So yeah, he started after my boss left. He's like, you need to figure out a way to make money. Like, you can't go from doing 3 balls in a night to doing nothing. And I was like, yeah, we can. Like, I don't have the money to do this anymore. Like, I'm about to lose my house. And he's like, figure it out. Well, then he started going on like Grindr and Meet Me and all this stuff. And he's like, you're gonna fuck this person. And I was like, no, I'm not. And if the second that I said, no, I'm not, he backhanded me. And he's like, yes, you are. Like, we need these drugs. He's like, you caused this. This is all your fault. You're the one with the job. You're the one that had the money. You're the one who always, like, this was you. And I'm like, it's not me. Like, do you not see what you do to me? And he's like, yeah, well, if you never bought it in the first place, we wouldn't be here. So then I felt guilty. So yeah, so it started, and I did that. More times than I care to count. A few people he knew, a few people he had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
And how I didn't catch something is beyond me. Because I didn't find out for the first, like, 6 months of our relationship that he had Hep C.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. He didn't tell me. I found out that he was a registered sex offender 3 months into our relationship. God. Yeah.
Whoa.
But by that point, I was already doing drugs, and I was already head over heels. I had already cried in this man's chest over my brother. Like, he knew everything about me. Stupid. So stupid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know why he was a registered sex offender?
Yeah, so I read the discovery packet, and I talked to the girl myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she was 15, he was 18. Legal age of consent is 16 in Ohio.
Yep.
Mom approved of it. They were together for like a year, and then her dad found out and reported him.
He got arrested.
Yeah, he went to prison for, I don't know how long exactly. I think 3 years. Damn. But yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
It's a lot to find out in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
It's like your whole entire life crashing down on top of you.
Yeah, because I thought in like this haze of addiction that like he truly loved me and that he just wanted best for me and blah, blah, blah. And it was not the case. Like, it was, I wanted so bad. I seen my brother in him.
Okay.
I didn't want to leave and him end up dead. And that was the biggest reason why I stayed. Like, CPS took my kids and it wasn't enough for me to leave him. I was like, you got to do better. Like, they said that all you have to do is this and we can have my kids back. Like, come on, we got to do this. And he was so far gone.
Couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. Still to this day, he struggles. And it breaks my heart. It does. But I forgave him, but I don't have love for him anymore. I tried. I got him into rehab 5 different times. I went to rehabs and detoxes with him when I was doing good. Just to help him and be there for him in, like, the co-ed rehabs and detox centers, because that's smart. Like, whatever. So I did it. Or if we were so far gone and we needed a bed and a shower, I'm like, let's just go to detox for the night and shower and sleep, and we'll get back to this tomorrow. Like, whatever. But yeah, I tried. I called the cops on him. Which I know it's not the best thing to do, but he was still beating on me. He was cheating on me.
Did they arrest him?
He stole. So they did, and then he was looking at felonious assault. They didn't go with attempted murder. It was something else with a knife.
Like aggravated something.
Aggravated battery, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I was like, you're not taking pictures. Like, I wanted him to go away for the night, but I didn't want him to suffer the felony charges.
Right.
And that was me thinking about his girls and, like, them seeing him in jail.
I mean, he's a sex offender. He's got a record. I mean, he's got not a leg to stand on.
No.
With those charges. I mean, he's pretty much screwed.
Well, I dropped them.
Yeah, ball's in your court.
Yeah.
Ball's in your court.
I was like, as long as he gets help and he goes to rehab and he does the right thing, He graduated rehab. He did the right thing. The day he graduated rehab, he was out doing again.
God. Same day.
Pretty much. Well, it wasn't cocaine. He was snorting his Wellbutrin.
I'm familiar with that. I worked in corrections, and I knew guys would cheek their Wellbutrin and snort it because it gives you some kind of upper buzz.
It does, yeah. I ended up doing it, of course, but yeah, it does. And then if you hit it with like the instant coffee, it was so stupid. But yeah, so he was doing that, and then when I was in rehab, he moved in with a whole other girl.
After you just were there for him?
Yeah.
Through thick and thin?
Yeah. That's not the first time it's happened.
God.
Yeah. He would leave when I would piss him off so bad and I really wasn't giving in no matter how many times you hit me, no matter what you did, I'm going to bed. So then he would leave drunk, wasted, belligerent, would leave and drive an hour and 15 minutes to Findlay and hook up with whatever girl he met.
Jeez.
Yeah. While I was working 2 jobs after I lost my kids.
I mean, you're a saint for hanging around as long as you did.
I don't know why I did.
That's a good question.
I still to this day have not figured it out. It makes no sense. The only thing that I can think is that I didn't want him to die.
Yeah.
I didn't want his kids to feel that. I didn't want his sister to feel how I felt. Even though his family blamed me for everything, it was my fault that he didn't have a job. It was my fault that he was an addict. It was my fault that this, that, and another happened. And I'm like, what is happening? And then like when I'm discussing with my mom the things that are happening, which she hated it. She was distraught. But he was such a good manipulator that he convinced my stepdad and my mom. He's like, I really want to do better, blah, blah, blah. Like, everything great. And they're like, all right, we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. What do you need?
What do you need?
Yeah. What do you need? What do you need? Do you need to go to rehab? Do you want us to take you? Do you want to go to detox? Like, anything.
Did they take him up on that, or did he take them up on that?
So, yes, that happened, but I'm the one who ended up taking him, which then he got belligerent. Sorry. He got belligerent, drunk. He's like, well, if I'm going to go to rehab or detox, I'm going to get fucked.
Go out with a bang, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, you get very physical, especially if you don't want to do something. Like, I don't think that that's a good idea. And the whole time I'm on the phone with his mom and this, that, and another. And she's like, you better take him. This is your fault. Like, all the pressure's on me when I'm struggling myself.
Yeah.
Like,
seems like you've always just been left, even though there's people around, you've always just been left by yourself you're fending for yourself.
Yeah.
Even though there's people there, they're not defending you or doing anything for you.
Well, my mom tried.
Well, right. I know your mother did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the boyfriends and the.
No, I've not, besides that one person, which, it ended. But yeah, it happened. God. But I started having a lot of medical issues too with that boyfriend. I fainted in his kitchen, and they tried to Narcan me saying I was on drugs when I wasn't at that time. Promise. And he's like, no, she literally just fainted. Like, something's wrong. I had the tumor in my spine.
Oh.
But yeah, so like kids, I had been married in the past, going through court, medical issues out the ass. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
I'm out.
It's a lot.
Yeah, so that happened. But yeah, I suffer alone. I've always been that way.
It sounds like it.
I don't want to fail. I don't want people to see me fail. For 1.5 years of my addiction, my mom knew nothing about it. The whole 1.5 years. Until CPS decided to hair follicle me, and I had to tell her.
Got you with the hair follicle.
Yep.
Can't beat that.
Nope.
Unless you shave your head.
No, then they...
Oh, there's other...
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Arm hair, leg hair, armpits.
Any hair.
They will figure it out.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
And
if not, if And if you can only do a urine and mouth swab, they'll make you sit there and take 2 to 3 in a row. Because you can bring in fake pee.
Right.
You can mouthwash and pass your mouth swab. So that's why they are buckling down on the hair follicles now, because so many people can rig them.
Yeah, hair follicle you can't really beat.
No.
It's almost impossible.
Like, there's somebody that watches you pee. There's somebody that cuts your hair. There's somebody that makes you sign, date. Like, it's to the books.
Yeah.
And I left the first one because I was like, what are you doing? Like, she just said I had to pee, which I had fake pee.
So you're prepared.
I thought I was prepared.
Right.
I've never done that a day in my life.
Right.
I was scared.
Scared to death, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then I had to call my mom. I was like, I left. And she's like, why did you leave? And I was like, I've been doing cocaine. Like, I just kind of like belted it out. And she's like, well, do you think you have a problem? And I was like, no, I don't think I have a problem. I had just done it after the kids got taken. That wasn't the truth. I was doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So fast forward to me pretty much dropping the ball on everything that I worked hard for. I lost my cars. I lost my house. I lost my management jobs that I've had for 12 years at that point.
Damn.
To get into a car to get my ass beat. Yep.
Say that again? You were getting into a car?
Yeah, I got into my ex-boyfriend's car because he had it all figured out. We can go stay with this person, or we can go stay with that person, or we can figure it out, blah, blah, blah. But his way of figuring it out is if I said no, I was getting my ass beat, and I was going to make money regardless on how I felt about it.
God.
Yeah.
Terrible way to live.
Yeah. So then I ended up going to rehab. He went to rehab. And he got out. And then I left the first rehab I went to. I didn't care for it. It was very glorified. And you got your own TVs. And you got your own food. And you got this and that and another. And it was just very like, here you go.
Nice.
Here's paradise. Like,
yeah.
I didn't need that. I didn't need the sugar coat. I needed to do this.
The real deal.
Yeah. So I left and I went on this like frenzy for like 2 weeks. Didn't use. I was just like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I guess I can do sober living. I was 189 days clean at that point. I just went to rehab because it would look good for court.
Right.
You know, and he was in rehab, so he was actually doing it and he was going to get better. And
he needed it.
Yeah. And so he got out, and then I went back in to another rehab. Graduated. Everything went fine. I left rehab, went straight into IOP. And
smart.
Yeah. Kinda.
Okay.
He was in the same IOP.
Okay.
Just different cities, but they were within 10 minutes of each other.
Okay.
But like I said, when I was in rehab, he moved in with somebody. And he was like dating this girl, and he's like, I don't think I love you anymore, blah blah blah. Like, after I got out of rehab,
Dude, this guy sucks.
fresh into IOP and all this stuff. So I was like, love bombing. I'm like, I love you. Like, I did this. We're doing this. Like, we got this. We can do this. Like, all these things. And he's like, all right, fine. He's like, all right, let's go to Finley. Let's go here. Let's go there. And like, it was fine for like the first like 3 days that we decided to like start hanging out again and all that stuff. And I was like, I just did all of this for you. Like, I'm here. Like, I've been here. I haven't left you. I was the one that was sending you money so you had snacks at rehab. Like, I was doing it all. Like, I don't understand like why you
you did everything.
Why you would betray me. And he was like, I was just bored. Like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. Whatever.
Bored,
I guess. And so then he ended up backhanding me, and I was scared to go back to IOP and had bruises on my face because I called him out on cheating.
That makes sense.
And he's like, if you don't believe me, backhand me.
God.
So at that rate, I was in a lot of pain, and I was emotionally in pain.
I mean, yeah, you've got to be emotionally and physically just destroyed at this point.
Yeah, my whole life, I never felt good enough. And when I gave you anything and everything under the sun, practically my breath at that point, it still wasn't enough. So that's when I got introduced to crack. That's a whole different story. We ended up going to Toledo, to North Baltimore, to Findlay, to Marion, back to Toledo. Like,
Did you love it?
I did.
Yeah.
I hated cocaine. The whole entire time I was doing it, I hated it.
I
hated
never
the
understood.
smell. I hated the drip.
Yeah.
I now have a permanent hole in my nose from how much I was doing. It sucked. I hated it. And the fact that I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink, like, it was.
But crack.
I liked the high.
Crack gets you high.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different.
Very different.
Very different, yeah.
I relate it to the night that we did 2.5 balls of cocaine within 4 hours of each other. Just back-to-back lines.
God.
And, yeah, we flushed the other part. Because we were...
Did you really?
Yeah, because we were so paranoid. We had kids upstairs. We were in the basement. I'm seeing shit. We go out to the car to kind of get air, and it felt like we were driving. It was horrible. It was great, but it was scary.
Right. Right.
And so, yeah, ended up doing crack, and the first time I did it, so the girl that was teaching me how, because, again, I didn't do this stuff.
What you're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. So she's like, all right, just do it. We're going to push it because I had to get more. And I was like, okay. Didn't know the push was worse than just, like, smoking, like, some crack.
It's strong.
Yeah. So she's, like, lighting it. She's like, are you getting it? And I'm, like, hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, like, continuous until she pulled the flame away. I'm like, yeah. Blew out this big smoke, and I'm like,
oh, man.
What, like, why do you guys like this? Like, I don't understand.
Really?
Like, I felt nothing.
No bell ringers, no wom
until
noises.
She's like, all right, let's do it this way then. And she pushed it the other way. And then that's when
it worked.
It worked. And I was done. I was done for. I was like, we have to get more. I have $250. This is what I made today. Like, we're going to do this. And we got stuck in Findlay for, I want to say, 3 to 4 weeks, back and forth from this person, that person, in this person's house. I have no idea who you are, but yeah.
Crack will do that.
Yeah, and then when Findlay was hot and everybody got rid of their shit, we went to Marion. And Marion and Findlay's are completely different. When I got to Marion, they had something called, what was it? Butter, like coconut butter or something like that. Like
drug?
It was crack.
It was crack.
Yeah, but it was pure.
Okay.
Like,
so it was like, it looked like soap. Kind
of.
Yeah.
It was like, it was clear.
Yeah.
It was
real crack.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tried for that high every day for 2 months to find that again. Never came.
Never came back. Never the same as the first time.
No, and I had spent $650 and smoked all that crack within 2 hours.
Sounds about right.
Just back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, we're good, and I'm like, I'm not. Like,
that's how crack is. It's such a short-lived high that you just keep smoking it.
That, and then, like, me and my boyfriend at the time were fighting because, like, he got a bigger piece or I got a bigger piece and it's not fair and blah, 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 blah. So then he started stealing shit and I was pissed. So then I started stealing shit. It was just all bad, which led to October 20th. In the mix of smoking crack and waiting for crack and trying to find crack, I tried meth, which, again, I didn't understand the hype. Everybody's, like, looking out their windows, like, do you hear that? Do you see that? This is what's going on. Go downstairs. Somebody's down there. And I'm like, you don't even have it downstairs. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
So, but I was doing it because I wanted a high. I needed something to, to do. And ended up mixing crack and meth together. And I was very close to shooting both.
Damn.
Because everybody's like, it's a better high. Like, you want that first high that you got when you got here? Like, this'll do it.
It is. Shooting crack cocaine is one hell of a high.
I could only think about my brother.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing that saved me.
It stopped you.
I truly. I'm like, once he started shooting up, like he was
Probably
done.
saved your life, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And fast forward to October 20th, I was tired. We had been up for 2 weeks,
God.
damn near, and he was
You
not.
got to be delusional at that point.
I like to think I wasn't. I was pretty coherent, but he was. Like, he was nodding out real bad. He was, like, yelling at people that weren't even there.
Yeah.
Like, he was drinking heavily on top of it.
Oh, God.
And I just wanted to go to bed. I just wanted to sleep. I was so tired of this life. And I was so tired of being stranded in random trap houses that I have no idea who you are, but there's 6 loaded guns and a black guy sitting there. And you guys are out there fighting. Like, what am I supposed to do here? And so I just started getting really paranoid and very scared. And I'm like, I'm going to end up dead. I'm going to die here. Like, I'm hooking up with people I don't even know. I'm hooking up with friends as friends just to get everybody drugs. Like, I was the person for everybody to get their drugs. Because if I didn't do it, then I got my ass beat. And they knew that. They knew that if I say no, Michael would figure it out.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And they use that against you.
Pretty much.
Wow. Jesus.
Pretty much. Yeah. So October 20th happened. Thank God for my phone and it being an Apple because I was screaming for her to call 911. I was going unconscious. I thought I was going to die that night.
From?
Michael.
Okay. So he was beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, choking me, pinning me to the ground, tackling me. Mind you, I had spinal cord surgery.
Right.
And I still to this day have issues because of the abuse that he did right after surgery. Literally the day that I got home from surgery, he shoved me on the couch because he was pissed. Because I took too long at the hospital.
Doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing makes sense
you
now
can't
that
make
I look at
logical
it.
sense of it, yeah.
Yeah. So I called them and I was like, I'm not speaking with your cameras on. I don't want pictures taken of me. I just want a protection order. I want him to leave me alone. And I left for a little bit, got high with the friends that I had made there, and the officer wanted me to go to the hospital. I ended up having pneumonia because we were living in the car, and I think it was like 7 days without a shower and just being in the cold, and it was raining and then not raining, and then it was a mess.
Yeah.
And I was the one that had to get out to get it, and because I'm the girl, nobody's going to suspect me, and just all of these things, and it sucked.
God.
Yeah, so I called my mom, and I was like, I'm ready to come home. I put Michael in jail. And she's like, you what? And I was like, I had to call the cops. I thought I was going to die. And she got off work that morning. I think she was only at work for an hour. And she drove the hour and a half to Marion to pick me up. And that's how I got clean.
Goes to show those domestic violence relationships and how long they last and how you'll put up with so much shit for so long for no reason.
Yeah, he's on probation in 2 different counties for domestic violence against me. And then he has warrants out in Findlay for domestic violence on his new girlfriend.
I was going to say he'll do it again.
I told her.
Yeah.
I told her because he was calling me, I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to be with you again and I'm getting better and blah, 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 blah. Had a girlfriend a day later. She called me crying and I was like, who are you? You know? And she's like, I'm bleeding. Like, I'm on his grandma's bathroom floor. I'm like, I told you that this was what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I warned you. I sent you pictures while he was in jail of what he did to me.
Yeah.
You chose to stay.
They seem to not stop.
The messed up part is that this girl was 8 years sober.
Damn.
And
so he pulled the wool over her eyes big time.
He is a master manipulator.
He must be.
He is a charmer through and through. He will tell you anything and everything that you want to hear.
Yeah, because someone with 8 years should be able to spot that in an instant.
Yeah, well, she's going through her divorce and CPS and stuff like that because she had a domestic case with her ex-husband, I guess. So, like, her ex-husband has their kids because of her behavior.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, who knows if that's the truth.
Right.
But yeah, I told her that was what's going to happen. I was like, I should have listened to his ex-wife when she told me that that's what was going to happen. I didn't. I said, but it's going to be on you. I said, you're going to end up smoking crack by the end of the year. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Meanwhile, they were snorting Subutex and so they weren't living clean.
No.
They were just doing what they were prescribed.
Yeah, right. To make it feel okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the beginning, I really did try to help these people. And I was like, I'm here for you. I had mad love for this dude. And I wanted to see him thrive. And I wanted to see him have his kids. And I wanted him to be alive. And so I put myself aside. And I was like, I'll be there if you need help. Answered jail calls, answered if he needed help with anything, tried to help him get a job. I did anything and everything I possibly could. Being his friend, I knew I didn't want to be with him.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see him do good.
Yeah.
And a lot of people in my life don't understand that. They hate him, and he's the worst person in the world. And I can agree.
Yeah, there's some validity to that.
But I don't think he should die.
No.
And if I could have prevented that, I tried. And I tried for a while until it got to the point where it was coming up to my 1 year and I wanted to get my kids back. And because I didn't want to rush anything with getting my kids back. And so I just played it by ear. I did all my medical appointments, did my psychiatrist, did my counseling, everything that everybody wanted me to do, I was doing. I was going to meetings and all of these things. And so, he didn't know that was my goal, but I mean, it's kind of common sense. You're going to want to get your kids back, right?
Of course.
You're clean.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So if something didn't go his way, he's like, I'm going to fucking call CPS. I'm going to let them know that you were talking to me. That was the end. You've ruined my life from top to fucking bottom that I worked so hard for. You're not doing that again.
Yeah.
So, I think I've reported him 7 times since then.
Jeez.
Because he gets text now numbers and he'll call me and this, that, and another. And come to find out he had a probation violation in Marion, and so he's in jail for
I was going to say
30 days.
That'll work itself out.
Yeah.
He'll end up in prison.
Yeah, it's a matter of time, and I know that it's going to happen. And it's sad because his girls are young.
Yeah.
They don't understand why he is the way that he is. And I had high hopes for him. I never wanted to be with him again because I knew who he was. I knew the monster he was.
Yeah.
But I didn't want bad.
Yeah.
And
the worst case.
Yeah. I really wanted him to get better. And, he had so many opportunities to do and be better. He was living with his grandma, and he was seeing his kids regularly until they found out that he was still doing stuff. And then he tried to steal his grandma's car and, all this stuff. So then he got kicked out, and then it's just been a mess. And I just...
So he had family support and...
Kinda. It was still my fault. And then when it wasn't my fault, it was his new girlfriend's fault.
They're just in
They
complete
will
denial.
not let him take accountability for not one thing that boy has done.
God.
He just has a bad life. He has bad luck.
Enabling at its finest.
Well, they're alcoholics and stuff. So,
then,
I understand where that's coming from.
Yep.
Not everybody has a mom like me.
Yeah.
So...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have amassed a year of clean time at this point.
Yeah, 14 months and 2 days.
You're just over a year now.
Yes.
What's your life like today? I mean, what you got rid of him?
Yeah, completely.
You started focusing on yourself.
Yeah,
getting your kids back.
Yeah, I solely focused on myself. I wasn't trying to rush getting my kids back. I wasn't trying to rush into, I stayed with family, and then my grandfather died in February. Which that's kind of, I think, what kept me sober, is that he died and I was sober, and he's seen me clean and happy and being with my kids. I think that kept my head on straight. Because again, another devastating, he was like a dad. He was like, it was my mom's dad, not my dad's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's dad is the one who passed away, and yeah, he had a lot of faith in me and a lot of good things to say about me, and I didn't want to hurt him by messing up again.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was probably about 8 months into my sobriety. I'm like, all right, can we petition the court so I can get visitation with my daughter? And she's like, yeah, we can do that. Well, because it ended with me being on drugs and CPS being in the picture, CPS had to get involved again. And so, I was doing everything right. I had nothing to worry about, so I thought. The counselor's office, because I got a new counselor for like the EDMR therapy.
Yeah.
People spoke highly of it, especially
I've heard
with
great
addiction.
things.
Her and I didn't clash well. She ended up, I had my son with me at one of my counseling appointments, and she decided to randomly drug test me that day. Out of any other day, she decided to randomly drug test me, and she's like, you tested positive for fentanyl. I was like, no, I didn't.
It's impossible.
I was like, I don't have a vehicle. I don't leave my mom's site. Like, when I do leave my mom's site, I have my kid with me.
It was an instant test, I take it?
Yeah. Yeah. And so she's like, no, you failed. So
She sent it to a lab?
No. So I immediately went to my palliative care doctor because I'm drug tested annually with them. Like,
Okay.
anytime that they want to drug test me, I'm drug tested. And that's a send out. I was like, I need you to do this. So I drove all the way to Sandusky from Norwalk, got that test done. Then I went from Sandusky back to Norwalk at Fisher Titus, their hospital, and got another drug test done through the ER. And then I called my psychiatrist and I was like, this is what's being said about me. And she's like, oh yeah, it's your trazodone and your Seroquel.
Caused a false positive.
Yeah. So then I give them all this documentation, and they were like, it still failed. I was like, do a hair follicle.
No, it's not.
I was like, do a hair follicle. I'm like, I have 3 things stating that I did not have anything in my system besides my prescriptions.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting off Seroquel because I was just scared of everything. That, and it made me freaking gain a million pounds.
You like get really sleepy and you eat everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It'd be like midnight and I'm snacking.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Half
I ended up getting
asleep.
off that. So, yeah, there was a couple of times that in that span of time, well, you tested positive for this or you tested positive for that. And I'm like, nope. Immediately would go to the palliative care that did send outs, immediately go to another hospital just to have an extra verification.
I'm shocked that she didn't send that instant test out to a lab.
Yeah, well, and then I told her, well, I asked her, and she goes, we don't do that here. I'm not a doctor. She's just, like, a counselor or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah. And when I told her this, I was like, well, maybe your tests are faulty. And she goes, I tested someone right after you, and they were negative. She, like, didn't want to give me not even a sliver of the benefit of the doubt.
Wow.
Yeah, so I dropped her quickly because I didn't need somebody that didn't believe me when you were supposed to be.
How are you supposed to go in there and trust this person and share your life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My traumas that I, like.
No,
I've opened up to you guys more than I have to anybody in my life.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah. So I went back to my original counselor that I had for 4 years prior to her, and it's great.
It's good.
Yeah. So things are getting better. I have my own apartment.
Nice.
I have a car, but it's broke down now. But we're getting that figured out.
Good.
Yeah, I got my apartment in June, and I couldn't be more grateful because a lot of people in their first year of recovery have nothing.
Yeah.
And I was able to obtain it.
a lot of people are in sober livings or
Yeah.
living with their parents or a relative, and yeah, to have your own place in your first year that's huge.
Yeah. Yep. I went there October. I had my first place, or my place now, in June, and I've been there ever since. And I was able to utilize, because I'm unable to work now, due to the spinal tumor and stuff like that, and me being like going through the cancer center and palliative care and all these doctors.
Are
And
you on disability?
no, they've been denying me for the last 2 years.
How?
They said I could use my hands. But I just got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis
Okay.
in
Well,
my
there you go.
hands, wrists, back, and feet. So I rebutted that, and then they said, I don't know what they said.
No.
Pretty much. So now I have to go to trial.
You should win that.
Well, hope so.
I would imagine.
I still have the tumor.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I won in court for visitation with my daughter, so I can have her anytime I want, as long as it's not on her dad's weekends. It was much better when I had my car, because I was able to take her to my house, take her to school, bring her back, you know. But once my car broke down, she kind of had to go back to my mom's, and she spends the weekends with me. And then my older 3, I get them practically every weekend. And if they're not in school, they're at my house.
It's nice.
Yeah. So it's amazing.
It's got to be a breath of fresh air.
It is, because they were my whole life. Like, you wouldn't see me without my kids. Like, that's just who I was.
Yeah.
And like, even when I was at work and they were sick, they were at work with me. Like, my kids, my family was everything to me until I met Michael.
God. It's amazing what one person can do to another and how cruel people can be. Because the stuff you just described is nasty. It's nasty. What would you say to someone who's been through or going through what you went through? Any of our viewers?
You can get out. It might not feel
what makes
easy.
it so hard? What makes it so hard to escape? You're getting your ass beat.
Because a lot of it is a trauma bond. You bond with the person that hurts you because they coddle you after. They're the ones who are making you feel better. So you're like, okay, they're not bad. They just had a fluke. And then that goes to, okay, well, he's had a lot of flukes lately. To, okay, something's got to give. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm covering my face, my neck, my shoulders, my arms with makeup because I'm black and blue, and I have to say that a case of beer fell on me in the cooler. Like, I don't know how I went from being this most prized, loved, you're everything I needed, to a punching bag. But you can get out. You just have to be honest with yourself and know that it's not going to get better. And the only way it will get better is if you run.
Leave.
And it's not easy.
Out.
You know, you love that person. You thought that you were going to have a future with that person. Yeah. You talked about marriage and whatever else. They gave you everything that you wanted to hear, but it wasn't true. None of it was. So.
God.
Just reach out to your people.
Yeah, someone you can trust.
And honestly, if you can't trust anybody, go to a hospital. They have the resources there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't lie like I did.
Yeah, tell the truth, which is, I'm sure, difficult to do.
I would have been out of there within 6 months if I was honest. But instead, I lasted 2 years.
Jesus. And the tumor? Do we know? I know we talked slightly beforehand about it. We don't know if it's benign or if it's
Yeah, so
cancerous.
3 people said that it was cancerous, and the doctor that I see now says that it's benign. So we just follow up every 6 months with an MRI with contrast. And if it grows, then I'll have to do chemo and radiation. If it gets too big, then I'll have to have another surgery. And if it becomes cancerous, I have to make the decision on if I want to be paralyzed from the chest down or not.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's a decision that no human should have to make. God. Yeah, oh my God.
Take me out.
Well, it's just like, what a shitty card to get dealt after everything you've been through. Like, what a shit card. That's awful.
And the funny thing about it is that when I was fainting and having seizures and in excruciating pain and I was losing feeling to pee, like I couldn't, like it was bad. And the doctors for 2 years were spinning me around. You're faking it. You're just trying to get drugs. And at that point in my life, I was not an addict. I smoked weed medically.
Right.
It was prescribed to me.
You had a card.
That was it. I didn't do anything other than that. And they treated me like I was...
drug-seeking behavior.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want medicine. I want you to figure out what's wrong.
Right.
And come to find out, this stupid hospital knew about the tumor the whole time. Whole time.
And didn't do a thing.
Not one thing. So I got the records from their medical department.
Is there a lawsuit there? Potentially?
I mean, if I wanted to go through it all.
Might be worth it. Just saying.
That's so much stress.
It's a lot. Especially after everything you've been through, but that's fucked up. 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years of
knew.
it. And then I took the disc, because I made them make a copy of it. I took the CD and the reports, and I drove my happy ass all the way to the University of Toledo. And I was like, please... Mind you, I got sober for 4 days prior to going to this hospital because I knew that they were going to drug test me.
Yep.
And I was like, please don't discharge me. Like, something's seriously wrong. And I was like, I have all this information. They take all my stuff. They get the on-call neuro spinal surgeon. And I also tested positive for COVID. So I was sent into this room with this old lady. Bless her. I don't know that she made it. She was so sick.
She's old.
And we had to share a room because we were both COVID positive. Scariest time in my life.
Quarantining.
Yeah. So, yeah. So then they were like, so look, you have this mass on your spine. And I was like, okay. And they were like, we're prepping you for surgery in 4 days.
Damn.
Like, we need to make sure that you have electrolytes and,
that
your blood work comes back. And so they did the blood work the first day that I got there to, like, see where, like, I was and all that stuff. And the second that they left the room, after getting my blood work done, I was doing lines of cocaine. I just needed that blood work to be clean for surgery.
Yeah.
Which I've had several surgeries in my life. I've had 2 ankle surgeries, back surgery, multiple kidney surgeries, like crazy surgeries. So like I knew that they drug tested you for surgery purposes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then this was the doctor's first spinal cord surgery.
Great.
Had no idea until after he did it.
Did he do an okay job?
He was incredible.
Okay.
I mad props to him.
Good.
He like put electrodes in my wrists and in my ankles and like throughout my body, so when he would like touch something that could potentially lose feeling or sensation, he stopped. So he got like as much tumor as he could without paralyzing me. And that was the goal. So he did phenomenal. And again, I was an addict. I was on a morphine pump. I was doing cocaine in the hospital. Every 15 days I was calling for a different prescription. This one's not working enough. Because at that point, the cocaine started eating my nose. So I was mixing it with Percocets or Vicodin or whatever to ease the pain.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that it was eating my nose until after it ate my nose. But yeah, I was just in a lot of pain.
I bet.
So I was like mixing it with everything. And then when I was taking the morphine or the Percocet or whatever, it didn't touch the spine pain that I was in. Yeah. Like it did nothing.
Percocet and morphine didn't touch it.
Nothing.
Really?
I did cocaine and I could walk.
That's so weird.
It was insane.
That's so weird.
And I think that's how like I was so okay with how I was being treated because I wanted that feeling anyway. I'm like, yeah, I can tell you no, but like realistically, I want to get high too.
I want to you could function.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's wild. Because morphine's a strong ass opiate.
Yeah, I was on a morphine pump
With
in the
the
hospital.
button?
In the hospital while doing lines of cocaine.
Sounds like a dream, an addict's dream. But
Yeah.
not so much.
I mean, yeah,
Not so much when you're laying there with a tumor in your
well,
spine.
I couldn't move for 48 hours after my spine surgery because if you move, then you could leak spinal fluid. So, like, I was miserable. So, I wasn't getting, like, that full high effect that I really was craving and that I really wanted until the day that I got out of the hospital. And I wasn't supposed to drive. I wasn't supposed to walk. Like, I had a walker and a wheelchair and, like, everything. Like, I had to relearn how to walk and stuff. And this motherfucker made me get out of the car to get the drugs. Just getting discharged from the hospital.
I mean, yeah, I have nothing good to say about that man. Filthy human.
It was, I thought that one of my previous relationships was the worst that it could ever be. Like, how can somebody be treated so poorly? Until I got with Michael. And I'm like, you're just like my father.
I'm glad you're where you're at today.
Me
You
too.
keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully that tumor is benign.
I have a feeling it is because if it wasn't, I think I would be a lot more sick.
I think you'd be in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
I opted because they through palliative care and stuff, like they were giving me oxycodone and Vicodin and stuff, and I never abused it. I didn't because I was clean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I know where this is gonna lead. If I keep taking it, it's not going to be as effective and I'm going to want more.
Well, and you're going to be dependent on it as well.
Yeah. So apparently of recent years, I guess, they use Suboxone for pain management now.
Really?
Yeah. So I am on Suboxone, which curbs my cravings.
Yeah.
And it helps. It really does. And then being diagnosed with the rheumatoid arthritis and starting that medication, those two hand in hand, I'm good.
What medication are they giving you for the arthritis?
Hydroxychloroquine.
Okay, so this is some high-powered shit. I take it that
it's
that's not
just
narcotic.
an arthritis.
It's not narcotic.
No, that and then they put me on steroids. If like I have a lot of inflammation and stuff like that. So I have to do a test before they can do shots.
Okay.
And I just haven't done it yet because this treatment's working.
Okay.
For me, so.
Well, good for you, and props to you for surviving what you went through because.
I question how.
Yeah.
Every single day I wake up, I'm like, how did I live that life?
I question how sitting here listening to it because it was so intense.
There was a lot more to him. Let me tell you.
I'm sure there was.
4-lane highways chasing me with knives, like, because I didn't want to go drive or whatever the case may have been. It was a nightmare. It was a lived nightmare.
God.
I don't wish that on anyone.
Keep doing what you're doing. Stay sober. That'll help a lot.
Yes, sir.
And thank you so much for sharing so openly because that was a lot, and I think that our viewers will get a lot out of it, and you'll help a lot of people.
Well, thank you for having me, and I hope it helps.
Thank you.
Thank you.